Greetings, students. Welcome back to Chapter 5. So as I said, I think it was last week or the week before when we were talking about the brain, when we're talking about biological processes, it is important that you understand that we know how they work and that we can trace through them to show how they work. You do not need to memorize every single point of how the eye functions in order to pass this class. I just don't see how that's helpful for anybody. But let's go over the general idea. As always, the words in bold, probably a good idea to study those. Just throwing that out there. So let's talk about the eye. The cornea is the transparent covering over the very front of your eyes, right? And it serves as a barrier between the inner eye, which does a lot of the work, and the outside world. And it's often involved in focusing those light waves that enter the eye, right? Your pupil's that small opening in the eye through which light passes, and the size of the pupil can change as a function of light, right? So if you're in a really bright room, your pupils are going to contract because they don't need to take in that much light. There's so much light. Whereas if it's really dark, they're going to dilate. They're going to get bigger so that you can see in the dark, right? Now, after passing through the pupil, light crosses the lens. This is a curved, transparent structure that serves to provide additional focus, kind of like a camera, actually. Now, in theory, if you have perfect eyesight, which I do not, so I don't actually know how this is supposed to work, but for people with 20/20 vision, the lens will focus images perfectly on a small indentation in the back of the eye, and this is known as the fovea, which is part of the retina, the light-sensitive lining on the back of the eye there, right? So that's kind of the actual camera biological process through which light makes it into your eye. And then the optic nerve carries that visual information from the retina in the back of your eye to your brain so you can interpret what you just saw, right? So in a person whose eyes function as they are intended to, this is the process. For those of us who wear glasses, the process is a little messed up, usually because either the fovea or the lens is malformed. Sometimes your eye can even not be perfectly round, and that can affect your ability to see. Lots of things like that. They really are little cameras in our faces. It's quite fascinating. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video.